Just like you want to bake a cake, fundamental ingredients to bake this cake is oil, sugar, butter, egg, milk. The same with marriage. There is the fundamental ingredients for every successful marriage. I have been privileged to have mentors who have been in marriage for so many years, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. When I sit down with them to discuss, they came up with this 10 ingredients as things that has been keeping them going in their marriage. Welcome to our channel. In today's episode, I want to share with you 10 ingredients that is important for a successful marriage. If you are new to our channel, welcome, and we are glad that you stopped by. If you are return viewers, we say thank you so much. We appreciate you. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification button so you know when we upload another video. So I want you to grab your pen and grab your paper and let's learn together these ingredients that helps marriage. Number one ingredients for every successful marriage is forgiveness. It is important to learn to forgive your spouse in advance. Yes, your spouse may do something that you don't like. That's why you have to learn to forgive. But the forgiveness must start from you. You must learn to forgive yourself in order to forgive one another. If you don't forgive your spouse, if you are not willing to forgive your spouse, you will not have a lasting marriage, because day by day, your spouse might be doing something you will not like. Imagine being in marriage that you don't forgive one another. So for you to grow your marriage, for you to have lasting marriage, you must learn to forgive one another. Number two, communication. When it comes to communications, two things are involved: your tone and your listening. For example, you may say, honey, this shirt doesn't match this pants. And if you say, are you blind? Don't you see that this shirt doesn't match this pant? Do you see something? You are saying about one particular shirt, but the tone you use to say it differentiates everything. So when you are communicating with your spouse, be mindful with your tone. Your tone is very important. And when you are communicating with your spouse, listen to understand, not to respond. Many times when our spouse will be talking, we just listen to respond, not to understand. We don't understand them. We just respond based on our feeling. So if you want to have a successful marriage, you need this ingredients. Number two, communication. Number three, respect. Every human being deserves respect. Boy, girl, children, adults, they deserve respect. And not just respect in the public, but also respect in private. Imagine living with a spouse that doesn't respect you, whether in public or in private. Just as any human being needs respect, respect is very important in marriage. Respect him before the children, respect him before the public, respect him before your parents, respect him before anybody involved. Build that respect if you want to build a lasting relationship. Number four, patience. In as much as you are not from the same parents, even though if you are from the same parents, even twins, they have different characters, they have different traits. Knowing that you and your spouse are not the same, you have to be patient with him or her. You have to allow him or her to grow. Yes, you might be someone who loves to clean, you might be someone who loves to arrange things, to organize things, but he is not that kind of person. You have to be patient with him. You have to be patient with her. Don't condemn him. Don't give up so easily because he is not learning quickly. You have to be patient, knowing that you can't grow a flower by pulling the flower. You need to water the flower in order for this flower to give you the best. You have to have patience with your spouse. Number five, never you push blames. Take responsibility. Yes, things might happen. It might be his or her fault, but never you push blame. Don't say, oh, it's your fault. Oh, you always do like this. Oh, you cannot learn from this. Oh, you are that, you are that. The moment you push blames to your partner, you are not building a healthy marriage or healthy relationship. The thing is this: when something happens, both of you need to sit together and see what the cause of the problem and learn from it, but never you push blame to him or her. Number 6, transparency. Nothing so annoying, nothing kills marriage like someone who is not transparent. Imagine living with your spouse or sitting in your sitting room with your spouse and somebody knock at your door and said, "Oh, your husband is owing me this amount of money. Oh, your husband or your wife did this, or your wife did not do, your wife do this." You will feel bad because you don't know about it. But the moment the person knocked at your door and said, "Oh, your husband did this," you will know how to defend you, will know how to help you know how to talk to the person because your husband, your spouse is transparent. Number 7, learn to disagree in love. Yes, your spouse may say something, your partner may say something you do not agree with. Of course, it's not everything he or she said that you will agree with. You have your own opinion, but one thing is important: learn to disagree in love. Learn to say no in love. Learn to bring your opinion in love. Don't disagree in anger. Don't disagree with conflict. Learn to disagree, to bring decision in love. That you disagree with something does not mean you should be angry with that thing. Be intentional to disagree in love. Number 8, learn to spend quality times together. I know in this time of social media, people spend a lot of time with their phones, with their friends, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, more than they spend with their families or their spouse. As someone who wants to build lasting relationship, one of the ingredients to build this is to learn to spend quality time with your spouse. May I tell you this: the moment you spend quality time with your spouse, the moment you learn him more, the moment you know his worries or her worries, the moment you understand his or her love language, the moment you build and do life together. Number 9, always pray together with your spouse. Yes, it's important to know that family that prays together stays together. When you pray together with your spouse, do you know what happened? You understand him more. You know his worries. When you pray together with your spouse, you are building your relationship together. You are growing together. You are bonding together. You understand one another. You bring your problems to God together. It is important to hold hands together as spouse and pray together. When spouse hold hands together and pray together, miracle happens. When spouse hold hands together and pray together, they see changes. When spouse holds hands together and pray together, there is a tremendous miracles that happen. So learn to hold hands together to pray with your husband and your wife and your children as well. Last but not the least, always try to speak his or her love language. You must know what is the love language of your spouse. It might be words of affirmation, it might be gifts, it might be touching, it might be service, it might be quality time. That is a great ingredient that will help you to build long-lasting relationship. Thank you so much, my YouTube friends. You have come to the end of today's episode. I hope you have learned something that will help you to build your marriage. Thank you, and I will see you in another episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification button. Shalom.